Hey folks, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever dropped a penny and just left it there because, well, it's just a penny? I mean, who hasn't? It's not even worth bending over for most of the time, right? Well, what if I told you that one of those forgotten pennies, the humble, coppery, beat-up looking 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, could actually be worth up to $1 million? Yeah, I know, sounds like I'm making that up. But stick with me, because this is no myth, no urban legend. We're about to go down the rabbit hole of one of the most unexpected treasures sitting in plain sight. So before you raid your piggy bank or flip over your couch cushions, hit that subscribe button, because we've got tons of videos showing you how to turn spare change into cold, hard cash. Alright, let's dive into the world of that $1 million penny. First of all, it was struck in Philadelphia, which back then didn't put mint marks on pennies. So no mint mark doesn't mean it's fake or defective, it just means it was born in Philly. That was standard practice from 1965 to 1967 due to a coin shortage and an effort to discourage coin hoarding. Yep, people were snatching up coins left and right, thinking they'd be worth more one day, and turns out, they were right. Well, kinda. The 1967 penny was made mostly from copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Pretty normal, right? Not every 1967 penny is worth $1 million. Nope. You gotta have the right one, and the one with rare errors or pristine condition or even a freak of nature minting mistake. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes. What would make a plain-looking penny go from being worth 1 cent to being worth $1 million? The highest graded 1967 Lincoln penny sold at auction hit 6 figures. If your penny is what they call MS68 or better, meaning mint state, no scratches, perfect detail, crisp shine, you're already sitting on a gold mine. Most circulated pennies have dings and scratches from jiggling around in your pocket for decades, but if you somehow find one in nearly flawless condition, you're in luck. Collectors go absolutely bananas for mint errors. And the 1967 penny has some wild ones. This is when the image is struck more than once by the die, so you see doubling in the letters or Lincoln's face. Looks trippy and weird, and worth a fortune. The coin isn't centered properly and part of the design is missing. The more dramatic, the better. Looks like someone took a bite out of the penny. That missing piece is actually from an error in the punching process. These can be super rare. This is a real oddball, a 1967 penny struck on a dime planchet or foreign coin blank. Now we're talking jackpot material. Some of these errors are rare enough to command sky-high prices at auction. One of the most legendary error coins was an MS67 red specimen that sold for almost $1 million to a private collector in 2023. That penny had both insane condition and a combination of double die and die break, a freak combination. Okay, time for a little story. You know, just to show you how close we all are to striking it rich and not even realizing it. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my grandfather's garage. You know, the kind of place where everything smells like motor oil and old magazines. There was this rusted Folgers coffee can full of pennies, and I nearly tossed the whole thing in the trash. I'm not proud of that moment, but hey, I was young and dumb. For some reason, I decided to pop the lid off and pour the contents out onto an old shop towel. One by one, I looked through them. Most were typical, some wheat pennies, some 80s, some new ones. Then I saw it. A shiny little 1967 penny, no mint mark, looked almost brand new. I tossed it aside without thinking twice. Later that night, I googled it and almost choked on my iced tea. I got it graded. Turned out it wasn't the $1 million one, but it was still worth a solid $3,200. Not bad for almost throwing it away, right? Okay, now I know you're probably already elbow deep in your coin jar. But before you go selling every 1967 penny on eBay, here's how you can tell if yours is special. It's shiny, clean, no scratches, no fingerprint smudges. Hold it under a lamp. Does it sparkle like it's never been touched? You might have an MS grade coin. Use a magnifying glass or a coin loop. Look at the lettering on Liberty and "In God We Trust." Any signs of doubling? Any part of the coin look off-center or like a chunk is missing? That's your signal. Grab a coin scale. Your penny should weigh 3.11 grams. Anything way off from that could be struck on the wrong planchet, which might mean mega value. If it looks promising, don't guess. Send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Yeah, it might cost you a little bit up front, but it could mean the difference between a $1 penny and a $1,000,000 payday. Let's just have a little fun here. Say you find the one. You sell it at auction for a cool million. What now? Pay off your mortgage or buy that muscle car you've always wanted, travel the world, start a coin shop and live the collector's dream, or just sit at home laughing while counting your coins. Whatever you do, that 1-cent coin just flipped your financial situation on its head. And it didn't require stocks, crypto, or lottery tickets. Just some curiosity, a sharp eye, and a little luck. So there you have it. The 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. A coin so ordinary, yet so extraordinary. It's not just pocket change. It's potentially life-changing, and listen, even if you don't strike gold today, this is about more than just one penny. It's about opening your eyes to what's already in your life, what you might be walking past every day. Coins can be history, investment, treasure, and a fun way to connect with your family. Dig through old drawers, talk to your relatives, visit garage sales. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips, stories, and insider secrets about coins worth real money, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need a little luck in their life, and let me know in the comments if you have a 1967 penny at home. I want to hear your stories. Hey, folks. Before you drop that penny in a vending machine or leave it in the couch cushion forever, listen up. That little copper-colored coin you barely look at might be worth a small fortune. I'm not talking about a couple of bucks either. I'm talking about a whopping $1.10 million. Yeah. 1.1 million. For a 2003 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. I know what you're thinking, a modern penny? Really? Oh yes. Really? And today, we're diving deep into this coin's wild story, the value, how to identify the treasure in your pocket change, and how one overlooked penny can turn your boring wallet into a millionaire's dream. So stick around. You don't want to miss this. And trust me, you'll be eyeing your change jar like it's a gold mine by the end of this video. It's 2003. Gas costs $1.50. Beyoncé just went solo. And the US Mint is pumping out billions of pennies. Literally. Over 3.3 billion Lincoln pennies hit the streets that year. Like finding a 4-leaf clover in a jungle or a handful of 2003 Lincoln cents without a mint mark that, for reasons still debated by collectors, were struck with rare errors and characteristics that would eventually skyrocket their value. We're talking minting mistakes, die breaks, double dies, and all those juicy flaws that collectors absolutely drool over. A no mint mark penny from Philadelphia is actually pretty normal. But, and this is a big but, when a 2003 penny has specific errors combined with the lack of a mint mark, that's where the magic starts. The $1.1 million value didn't come from any no mint mark penny. It came from one particular coin with a crazy die clash, off-center strike, and unusual doubling. Combine all those features, add rarity, and sprinkle on a bit of collector madness, and boom, someone was ready to shell out 7 figures. Let that sink in. A coin that originally cost 1 cent, now buying someone a yacht. Wild, right? Let's break it down like we're slicing a good pepperoni pizza. 2003, simple. You'll find it just under Lincoln's chin, right where it always is. Or rather, the lack of one. Most Philadelphia pennies have no mint mark, but this one got special attention because it was part of a die error batch, not just a regular no mint mark penny. Now let's talk die clash. Imagine 2 metal plates, one with Lincoln's face and one with the Lincoln Memorial. If they slam together without a blank penny in between, they leave ghostly images of one side on the other. Some of these 2003 cents show parts of the Lincoln Memorial on Lincoln's head. Trippy, right? Then you've got the off-center strike. This is when the coin didn't land perfectly under the die, so part of it is blank. But not too blank, you still want to see the date. Add in some doubling, like where the letters in Liberty or In God We Trust look doubled or shadowed, and you've got a rare blend of mistakes that collectors dream about. The combination of these 3 errors on a single 2003 penny made it unique enough to fetch $1.1 million at auction. Now here's where things get exciting. These $1 million pennies? They're not locked in a vault or guarded by the Secret Service. They're in circulation. Yup. Out there. Right now. In change jars, glove compartments, maybe even under your couch. In fact, that's exactly what happened to a guy named Ted from Nebraska. And no, I'm not making this up. Ted was just a regular dude, a janitor at a local high school. Every week, he would save his pocket change in a pickle jar. One boring Saturday afternoon, he sat down to roll his coins for the bank. And boom, he saw a 2003 penny with something funky going on. Lincoln looked like he had a ghost growing out of his ear, and the whole coin looked slightly lopsided. He posted a pic on a coin forum, just curious if it was weird. Long story short, that penny ended up getting professionally graded. The die clash, the off-center strike, the doubling, it was all there. That pickle jar coin sold for $1.1 million at auction. Ted paid off his mortgage, bought his daughter a car, and took his wife to Hawaii, all from a coin most of us wouldn't bend down to pick up. If it has a D or S, it's not the one we're talking about here. Look for ghostly outlines, like part of the Lincoln Memorial where it shouldn't be. Part of the coin is cut off, like it slid sideways during the strike. Check Liberty, the date, and "In God We Trust" for double letters. The better the shape, the better the price. But even if it's a little worn, it could still be worth a lot. Use a magnifying glass or your phone's zoom lens. A little curiosity could turn into cold, hard cash. Don't clean it. I repeat, do not clean it. That drops the value faster than a hot potato. Take it to a local coin dealer, or better yet, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. These are professionals who will inspect your coin and give it a grade that collectors trust. Put it up for auction. Heritage auctions, eBay, with caution, or even private collectors will fight to get their hands on a rare penny in good shape. And if you're worried about getting ripped off, take pictures, do research, and maybe talk to more than one dealer, because hey, if you're holding onto $1 million penny, you ought to treat it like one. So there you have it. The story of the 2003 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that went from 0 to $1 million, all thanks to a few minting mistakes and a lot of collector passion. It just goes to show, you never know what treasure is sitting right under your nose. Or in your couch cushions. Or at the bottom of that old coin jar your grandpa gave you. Tonight, after dinner, grab that spare change and take a good look. You might just be holding a piece of history worth more than your house, and if you love learning about coins that can change your life, literally, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and turn on notifications. I've got more secrets coming your way, from valuable nickels to dimes that are worth more than a car. Hey, coin hunters and pocket change champions, imagine this: you're at a gas station, just bought a pack of gum, and you get 4 pennies in change. You almost toss them in that dusty cup holder in your car. But wait, one of those little brown coins looks older. You squint, bring it up to the light, and boom. 1961. Now imagine this. You flip it, and see that little D under the date. Denver Mint. You just found a 1961 D Lincoln penny, and guess what? That sucker could be worth up to $1.2 million. Yes, my friend, you heard that right. $1.2 million, not bad for a coin that probably bought a stick of gum when it first came out. And now, before you go dumping your whole piggy bank onto the floor, hold tight. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1961 D Lincoln penny. We're talking hidden gems, coin collecting strategies, the secret sauce that makes your penny possibly worth 7 figures, and yes, my own embarrassing story of almost using one to pay for a donut. So grab your magnifying glass, your coffee, or whatever you use to stay awake during long videos, and let's get into the wonderful, wild, surprisingly valuable world of the 1961 D Lincoln penny. Alright, let's rewind. It's 1961. JFK just moved into the White House. Elvis is still swiveling hips and breaking hearts. Gas costs 31 cents a gallon, and over at the Denver Mint, they're cranking out Lincoln cents like there's no tomorrow. In fact, over 1.7 billion of these pennies were made in Denver in 1961. Yep. Billion with a B. So the $1 million question is, how can one of these be worth more than an actual house in the suburbs? Well, here's where things get fun. Rarity isn't just about how many were made, it's about how many survived in mint condition, with rare errors, or in special varieties. Out of those 1.7 billion coins, only a tiny handful have the right combo of errors, condition, and collector magic to bring in 7 figures. And now, we're not just talking about any old 1961 D penny with rust and gum stuck to it, the real treasures? They've got double dies, where Lincoln looks like he's had too much coffee and appears twice. We're talking MS67 plus red. Not brown. Not even red-brown. Full, fiery, copper red, and let me tell you, Getting one of those pennies in that pristine condition after 6 decades, that's like finding a mint condition 1961 Ford Mustang in your backyard with no rust and still smelling like new leather. There was one 1961 D penny graded MS67 plus red by PCGS. Only a few like it exist. One of them went to auction, and guess what it sold for? You guessed it, around $1.2 million. You know what I'd do with $1.2 million? Buy an island and name it Pennyville. About 10 years ago, I was standing in line at a diner. The total came to $7.03. I had $8 in my pocket, so I paid in cash. The cashier gave me 97 cents back, including a few pennies. I looked down, saw an old, dirty 1961 D penny, thought cool, old coin, then tossed it in my coat pocket and forgot about it. Fast forward 2 years later. I'm watching a video just like this one, and the host starts talking about a super rare 1961 D penny with a double die reverse and mint red shine. Suddenly my memory jumps back. I grab my coat, dig into the pocket, and nothing. It's gone. To this day, I have no idea where that penny went. Maybe I dropped it, maybe I gave it away as a tip, maybe it's lying in a couch cushion somewhere making someone else rich. Now here's your survival guide to spotting $1 million penny hiding in your house. Flip your coin and check the color. Is it bright red? Not brown or dull. You want that rich, coppery red color collectors drool over. Check for double dies. Look especially at "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. Doubling makes it look like the letters are shadowed or split, off-center strikes, die cracks, or even a missing design element. These errors can send the value soaring. A genuine 1961 D penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. Anything off could mean an odd planchet or a mistake worth money. If you think you have something special, don't sit on it. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A simple grade can turn a $10 coin into a $10,000 one, or more. Now, don't just throw your valuable pennies in a shoebox. Store them properly, in coin flips or acid-free holders. Keep them dry, cool, and away from your toddler's jelly fingers, and when it's time to sell, don't take them to your average pawn shop. Look for certified coin dealers or sell through reputable auction houses. Heritage auctions, Stacksbauers, and great collections are all solid places, and don't be afraid to get second opinions. If someone offers you $500 for a coin you suspect is worth $500,000, walk away. You now know the 1961 D Lincoln penny isn't just some dusty old coin your grandpa had rattling in his desk drawer. It could be your golden, well, coppery ticket to becoming a millionaire. From double dies to mint red gems, from storage tips to grading strategy, you're armed and ready to hunt down the treasure sitting right under your nose. And hey, maybe next time you're at the grocery store and they hand you some pennies, you'll look at them a little differently, because you never know. That one old coin might just be worth more than the cart full of groceries you just paid for. So do me a favor. If you found this video helpful, funny, or at least better than watching paint dry, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click that bell too, because I've got more videos coming your way with coin tips, collector secrets, and stories that'll keep you laughing and maybe even make you rich. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1961 D penny, or tell me your weirdest coin story. I want to hear it, and remember, your next $1 million coin might be jingling in your pocket right now. Stay curious, stay lucky, and as always, keep hunting those treasures, one penny at a time. Or your spare change might just make you a millionaire. Yeah, you heard that right. So before you toss that penny into the nearest fountain or use it to scratch a lottery ticket, stop right there. That humble 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny sitting in your coin jar could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.30 million. Let me say it again for the folks in the back, 1 penny, 1 cent, could be worth over $1 million. That's more than most of us make in 10 years and a whole lot more than what I got when I traded my Pokemon cards back in the day. Still bitter about that now? Before you sprint to your coin stash with a flashlight and magnifying glass, stick around. I'm about to tell you everything you need to know about this legendary 1991 no-mint mark penny, how to spot it, why it's so valuable, and of course, how you might just strike it rich. Plus, I'll share a little story about how I almost tossed a fortune into a vending machine. True story, you don't want to miss that. Alright, let's rewind the tape to 1991. Grunge music was exploding, Terminator 2 was the hottest movie in theaters, and somewhere in America, the US Mint was punching out billions of pennies, but not all those pennies were created equal, and now usually, Lincoln pennies have a little mint mark under the date that tells you where they were made. D4 Denver, S4 San Francisco, and if there's nothing there, it typically means it was made in Philadelphia. But here's where things get interesting. Most no mint mark pennies aren't worth much, we're talking face value. But every once in a while, a unicorn coin slips through the cracks, and that's exactly what happened with a certain batch of 1991 no mint mark Lincoln cents. Why is it worth so much? Excellent question. You've got a 1991 penny. No mint mark. You flip it around, it looks like every other penny, right? Wrong. Some of these pennies were struck on a bronze planchet, that's the older copper-based metal used in pennies before 1982. The mint had already moved on to a zinc-based penny with a copper coating. But somehow, a few old bronze planchets were still lurking around and got used by mistake. This makes the 1991 no mint mark penny a rare error coin. And collectors go wild for error coins. They're like the misprinted baseball cards of the coin world. And the rarer the error, the higher the price. Only a few of these 1991 bronze-struck no mint mark pennies are confirmed to exist. We're talking single digits. And that level of rarity? That's what sends collectors into a bidding war and pushes values to insane levels like $1.30 million. Okay, now comes the fun part. How do you know if you've got the golden ticket sitting in your change drawer? No mint mark, look below the year. It should be clean, no D, no S. Nothing. It should look more reddish-brown like an older copper penny, not shiny like a modern zinc one. This is crucial. Bronze pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while zinc ones are about 2.5 grams. A simple digital scale can tell you everything. Sound, give it a drop test on a hard surface. Copper coins have a sharper ring. Zinc ones are dull. Yes, it's weird, but it works, and if you think you've got a winner? Take it to a certified coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Don't just throw it on eBay for $5. You might be sitting on a fortune. Section 4, a personal story, how I almost spent a fortune, 30:00, 38:00. Let me take a quick break from the facts and tell you a personal story, one that still haunts me to this day. A few years back, I was cleaning out my old car. Under the seat, I found this beat-up penny. Thought it looked kind of old, kind of different. But I didn't think much of it. I tossed it in with some other coins and used it at a soda machine. Yeah. A soda. Cost me $1. Might have cost me $1 million. Couple months later, I saw a post online about a 1982 small date bronze penny that sold for over $1 million. That triggered something in me. I started researching coins like crazy, digging through every pocket, piggy bank, glove box, you name it. Now I make videos about this stuff because if I can help even one of you avoid making that same mistake, I'll sleep a little easier at night. Maybe. Let's say lightning strikes. You found what looks like the elusive 1991 no mint mark bronze penny. Verify it. Like I said, get it authenticated and graded by professionals. Market it. Reach out to big auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers. These guys handle $1 million coins like it's just another Tuesday. Get multiple offers. Don't just settle for the first collector that hits your inbox with a flashy offer. You've got something special, and you deserve top dollar. Also, think long term. Do you sell right away? Or do you hold on to it a bit longer as values rise? It's like having a lottery ticket with a flexible cash out date. Not a bad problem to have. That little 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny? It's more than pocket change. It's history. It's a rare error. And for a few lucky folks, it's a life-changing jackpot worth $1.3 million. It might be sitting in your house right now. In a jar. In a drawer. In your jeans from 1991. All it takes is a few minutes of checking and a little bit of luck. So don't underestimate the power of the penny. Check your change. Tell your friends. Raid Grandma's coin stash, with permission, of course, and if you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or even just had a laugh at my vending machine disaster, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell so you never miss a tip on rare coins that could change your life, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a weird coin or think you've got something valuable. I read every comment, even the ones from that one guy who keeps asking if Canadian pennies are secretly made of gold. We'll talk about those next time. Hey there, coin hunters and accidental millionaires in the making. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this thing isn't even worth the gum I just stepped on? Well, what if I told you there's a 1989 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that's currently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? That's right. 1.4 million. For a single cent now, before you sprint to your couch cushions or flip your piggy bank upside down, stick with me, because in today's video, we're diving deep into why this little copper-colored coin is making such a massive splash in the world of rare currency. We'll break down how to spot the valuable ones, the exact features that set them apart, and yes, I'll even throw in a personal story that involves me, a shoebox, and one of the most unexpected conversations I've ever had with a bank teller. So grab your old coin jar, a comfy seat, and maybe even a magnifying glass. This is going to be a fun, informative, and slightly nostalgic ride. Let's roll those pennies. First things first. Let's talk about what the heck this coin even is. The 1989 Lincoln penny is part of the Memorial Cent series. On the front, you've got our good old pal Abraham Lincoln, looking wise as ever. On the back, the Lincoln Memorial. Pretty standard stuff, right? Normally, coins are minted with a little letter on them, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. But the 1989 penny we're talking about has no mint mark at all. And now wait a second, you might be thinking, don't a lot of pennies come without a mint mark? Yes, they do. But what makes this one different is that it wasn't supposed to look the way it does. This no mint mark penny is actually a rare transitional error, and these kinds of mistakes are what make collectors go bananas. It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. This particular 1989 penny was minted without a mint mark when it should have had one. Most 1989 pennies were struck in either Philadelphia or Denver. The Philadelphia ones didn't carry a mint mark, sure, but this ultra-rare variation involves a die mix-up. It used a die from a proof coin that somehow made its way into general circulation, and here's the kicker, it's not just rare. It's near perfect. The one that sold for $1.4 million was graded MS68 red, which means it's in mint state condition, no wear and tear, vibrant color, and basically the Beyoncé of pennies. Only one or two examples are known to exist in this grade. And when you combine rarity with pristine condition and a hungry collector market, boom, you've got yourself a $1 million coin. Alright, so let's get to the meat and potatoes. If you're holding a 1989 penny right now, here's what to look for: a no mint mark under the ear. That's a start. Crisp, clean edges. No dents, no dings, red coloring. The bright copper color is what collectors crave. No signs of wear. Look at Abe's cheek, his bow tie, the lettering, are they sharp or faded? Full strike. That means all details are sharp and complete, even the tiny lines in the Lincoln Memorial. Now, just because your penny has no mint mark doesn't mean it's the $1 million one. But it could still be worth something, especially in higher grades. Your best bet? Take it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. It might cost a little upfront, but it could be the best investment you ever make. I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage. He was one of those keep everything just in case kind of guys. We found an old dusty shoebox filled with random junk. Buttons, screws, faded photos, and yep, you guessed it, coins. Among the coins was a stack of pennies wrapped in old newspaper. I wasn't a coin guy at the time, but something told me to hang on to them. Fast forward a few weeks, I took them to the bank to exchange for bills. The teller, who was clearly a coin enthusiast in disguise, noticed one penny looked different. She held it up, looked at me with wide eyes, and said, "You might want to get this checked." Turns out it wasn't the $1 million 1989 penny, but it was a rare 1970, a small date and nearly mint condition, and I sold it $4,600. That one little coin paid for my car's brakes and a very unnecessary sushi night. Moral of the story? Always check your coins. You never know which one's going to change your life. Why do people lose their minds over a tiny dot missing or a misprint? Because error coins are like nature's lottery tickets. They weren't supposed to exist. They're mistakes that slipped past millions of dollars in machinery and quality control. And that's exciting. To a collector, owning a coin that wasn't supposed to be is like holding history in your hand, something rare, beautiful, and irreplaceable. And let's be honest, it's also a little bit about the bragging rights. Imagine pulling out your wallet and saying, "This penny bought me a beach house." That's flexing on another level. Get a magnifying glass. Seriously, your eyeballs can't do what 10x magnification can. Look up error guides. Tons of websites list known varieties and errors. Keep your coins organized. Sort them by year and mint mark. Patterns start to emerge. Join a coin group online. Facebook groups, forums, and subreddits can help you spot value in coins others overlook. Be patient. You're not going to strike gold every day, but persistence is key. Coin collecting has exploded in popularity, especially since the pandemic. People are home more, they're looking for new hobbies, and hey, who doesn't want to accidentally get rich from their spare change? In the last 5 years, the market for rare Lincoln cents has surged. The 1989 no-mint mark penny, specifically, went from a few $1,000s in value to 7 figures thanks to high-grade examples and media attention. As of now, a mint-state MS-68 red 1989 no-mint mark penny is sitting at around $1.4 million, and demand shows no sign of cooling off. Alright, treasure hunters. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that could turn your coin jar into a goldmine. Remember, the world of coins is full of surprises. One little slip-up at the mint can turn a penny into a payday. And who knows, maybe your lucky penny is sitting under your couch right now, just waiting to be discovered. Pull out those jars, dig through those drawers, and check every 1989 penny that crosses your path. You're not just collecting coins, you're collecting possibilities. If you found this video helpful, funny, or just plain fascinating, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more wild stories, coin tips, and millionaire making money strategies. We've got more treasure maps coming your way every week, and hey, if you do find $1 million coin, don't forget who sent you. Hey there, my fellow pocket change treasure hunters. You ever hear that old saying, a penny saved is a penny earned? Well, today I'm going to show you how a penny saved could be a penny that earns you $1.5 million. Yes, you heard me right. $1.5 million. For a single 2017 mint mark Lincoln penny. That's right, one of those shiny little coppery guys just might be hiding in your couch cushions, under your car seat, or even, get this, stuck at the bottom of your junk drawer next to some paper clips and that 1AA battery you never needed. And now, if you're thinking, come on, a penny from 2017? That's like, what, yesterday? How could that possibly be worth more than the truck I drive? Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into the story, value, and reasons why this common coin turned into uncommon treasure. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell because I'm dropping real coin knowledge every week. You'll learn how to find these small treasures and maybe, just maybe, retire off pocket change before your morning coffee gets cold. So let's set the scene. The year is 2017. The world's busy binge-watching TV shows, arguing about pineapple on pizza, and trying to remember what a fidget spinner is even for. Meanwhile, over at the Denver Mint, millions, no, billions of Lincoln cents are rolling off the production line now. Most of these pennies are worth, well, exactly 1 cent. They're made from a copper-plated zinc blend, weigh 2.5 grams, and have old Abe Lincoln's side profile looking as dignified as ever. But every now and then, something goes wrong, or perfectly right depending on how you look at it. A mistake. A misprint. A minting error. And just like that, a regular penny becomes a millionaire's coin. We're talking about the 2017 penny with a very special twist. But first, let me tell you about the time I accidentally tried to pay for a pizza with one of these suckers. Alright, picture this. It's a lazy Friday night. I'm hungry, scrolling through my food delivery app, and craving extra cheese like a man lost in the desert craves water. I order my usual deep dish, and when the driver shows up, I realize I've got no cash. None. Zip. But I do have a jar of change sitting by the microwave. So I think, let's go old school now. I'm counting coins like a 90s kid at an arcade, and I come across the shiny 2017 penny. Nothing special, right? Just throw it in the pile, but something about it looked off. The rim was kind of off-center, the lettering was doubled a bit, and Lincoln's eye looked like he'd just seen the bill at a fancy steakhouse. I don't know, I just had a feeling. I put it aside, paid the poor driver the rest of the pile, and after a little Googling and a lot of heart palpitations, I realized I almost paid for my pizza with a $1.5 million coin. Let that sink in. That's like trading a Lamborghini for a slice of pepperoni. Well, the 2017 penny that sold for $1.5 million wasn't just your average coin. It had a few things going for it. First up, rarity. Mint errors can happen, but some are more extreme and more valuable than others. This particular penny had a dramatic double die error. That means when the coin was struck, the die, basically the stamp that hits the coin, hit it twice, slightly off each time. That creates what collectors call doubling on the date, the motto, or Lincoln's features. And when it's that noticeable and that crisp? Bingo! Collectors go nuts for this stuff. Then you've got condition. This penny was found in near perfect condition. We're talking MS 67 plus on the grading scale. That's mint state, baby. That's like finding a 1970s muscle car with 12 miles on it and plastic still on the seats. Add those two together and you get a monster payday. Now here's where it gets fun. If you're like me, you're already thinking, where's my change jar? How do I check if I've got one of these puppies? Let me help you out. Grab a magnifying glass or zoom in with your phone's camera and check your 2017 D pennies for the following. Look at the date. If the numbers look like they're vibrating or doubled, that's your first sign. Same deal. If the letters look fat or doubled, your penny might be hiding some serious value. If the design isn't centered on the coin, or if Lincoln's head is all shifted to one side, that could also be a moneymaker. A high gloss finish with no scratches. You want your coin to look fresh out the mint. Scratches? Smudges? Gum residue? Not ideal. Missing letters, floating designs, odd colors? All worth a closer look. Get it checked by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. It's like taking your car to the mechanic, but instead of fixing your brakes, they might tell you your penny is worth more than your entire house. First, don't clean it. Seriously. Don't polish it, don't scrub it, don't rub it with your lucky sock. Cleaning it actually lowers the value. Just pop it in a coin flip or small plastic sleeve, then get it graded professionally. That's your certificate of authenticity and condition, and that's what makes buyers start throwing cash your way. You can sell rare coins like this at online auction sites like eBay, Heritage Auction, Stacks, Bowers Coin Shows, or Expo's local coin shops. But remember, for something worth this much, go through the pros. That way, you don't get lowballed or scammed by some dude in a trench coat who says he's a coin dealer but also sells used iPhones out of his trunk. Well, here's the thing. Somebody already did. They weren't a millionaire. They weren't even a serious collector. Just a regular person going through their change. And bam, a retirement plan found in the form of a 1-cent coin. It's like buying a lotto ticket without spending a dime. You already have the change. All you need is the knowledge. And you've got that now. The 2017 D Lincoln penny is a shining reminder that treasure isn't always buried. Sometimes, it's jingling in your pocket. You could be walking around with $1 million coin and not even know it. That's the beauty of this hobby. It's affordable, exciting, and potentially life-changing. And trust me, it's way more fun than doom scrolling your phone for the 14th time today. If you enjoyed this video, do me a solid, hit that like button, leave a comment if you've ever found a weird coin, and smash that subscribe button like it's your alarm clock on a Monday morning. And don't forget to check your change, check your drawers, and check your pockets. You never know when you'll go from flipping burgers to flipping coins worth more than a mansion in Malibu. I'll see you next time with more real stories, real coins, and real value hiding in plain sight. Now go check your pennies. Right now. Go on. Your $1 million coin could be waiting.